Haku just looked Solo Sikoa dead in the eyes, war club in hand, and said 7 words that changed the entire Bloodline landscape forever. My sons don't take orders from you. And if you think Solo Sikoa had any answer for that, think again. Because the man who just delivered that sentence has been making entire locker rooms go quiet for 30 years, and Solo Sikoa has never once in his life been in a room with someone he actually can't intimidate. What's good? Tidal wave, and welcome to the most dangerous confrontation in SmackDown's recent history that nobody saw coming. Because Haku doesn't do press tours, doesn't do social media teases, doesn't do cryptic promos filmed 6 weeks in advance. Haku shows up with a war club and a purpose, and every single person in that building, babyface, heel, authority figure, it doesn't matter, immediately remembers exactly who they're looking at. So here's the philosophical question worth sitting with before we dive in. When the most legitimately feared man in the history of professional wrestling draws a line in the sand between himself and a man who built his entire identity on being untouchable, who blinks first? Let's lay out exactly what's confirmed, because the real documented timeline here is already extraordinary. On June 26th SmackDown, Tama and Talla Tonga officially walked out on Solo Sikoa live on air. Tama told him directly, "We're tired of getting dragged into your war. Your obsession with Roman is tearing this group apart." But the detail that changes everything came from WrestleZone, which confirmed that powerful figures, plural, directed the split, meaning somebody above Solo's authority orchestrated the walkout from the outside before it ever aired on television. Then at SummerSlam, Haku physically returned to WWE programming carrying a traditional war club, stood in front of his sons backstage, and delivered one sentence: "Don't forget who you are. You are the sons of Haku. Now go make them fear us again." Tama and Talla then walked to the ring and destroyed Damian Priest, R-Truth, and the War Raiders in a single segment while Haku watched. And the speculative but hyper-plausible extension of that confirmed timeline is the confrontation this video is built around. Haku standing in front of Solo Sikoa, delivering the line Solo has never heard from anyone in his life, because nobody in Solo's orbit has ever had the standing to say it. Now, if the confirmed receipts are already painting a picture that feels like a slow-motion collision, smash that like button and lock into the Tidal Wave family right now, because what a direct Haku and Solo Sikoa confrontation actually does to the SmackDown Bloodline landscape is where this story becomes genuinely historic and nobody else is talking about it at this level. Here's what the internet wrestling community is getting completely wrong about this entire situation. The popular read is that Haku's return is purely a tag team division story. His sons chase the belts, Haku provides the intimidation factor from ringside, and the whole thing stays neatly contained inside the SmackDown tag title picture. That reading completely ignores the WrestleZone report that confirmed powerful figures directed the MFT split before Haku ever set foot on a WWE stage. If Haku was simply showing up to support his son's tag title ambitions, he wouldn't have needed to orchestrate their departure from Solo's faction months in advance. You don't spend months dismantling somebody's power structure from the outside just to chase tag titles. You do it because the target's influence extends far beyond any championship, and dismantling him completely requires removing every weapon he has before you ever walk through that curtain. Haku didn't come back to WWE. Haku came back to finish something he started in a backstage conversation that never made it to television. And here's the microhook most fans are completely missing. Solo Sikoa used Tama and Talla Tonga for 2 years as enforcers, muscle, hired soldiers in a war that was never theirs to fight. In Polynesian wrestling culture, the culture that Haku literally helped build inside WWE alongside the Anoa'i family, using family as disposable weapons without acknowledging their sacrifice is the deepest possible disrespect. This isn't a business dispute. This isn't a faction power struggle over titles and television time. This is a patriarch standing up for the honor of blood in a culture where blood is the only currency that actually matters, and Solo Sikoa, a man raised in that same culture, should have known better than anyone what that disrespect would eventually cost him. Let's talk about Solo's psychology at this specific moment, because this is the whole engine of where the story goes from here. Solo has built his entire character around being the immovable object, the self-appointed tribal chief, the man who took Roman Reigns' table and refused to give it back even when Roman returned. Every threat he has faced since his heel turn, he has answered with immediate, disproportionate violence. But violence is only effective as a response when the person you're directing it at is susceptible to it. Haku is 67 years old, and there is not a single credible report of anyone in the history of this business ever successfully intimidating him. Solo Sikoa cannot Samoan spike his way out of this situation, cannot use Jacob Fatu as a shield because Fatu is now aligned with the legitimate bloodline, and cannot appeal to any authority figure because Adam Pearce is running both shows and has his own problems. For the first time in his WWE career, Solo Sikoa is genuinely trapped, and the man who built the trap is standing in front of him with a war club and 7 words that hit harder than any finisher in the company. Haku told Solo Sikoa his sons don't take orders from him, and there is not a single person on the SmackDown roster who has the standing to back Solo up when he tries to respond. So here's what I need the comment section to fight about right now. Does Solo Sikoa finally show the desperation that makes him interesting again by crawling back to Roman Reigns for protection? Or does he go to war with the Tonga family alone and prove he was always the most dangerous man in that locker room with or without backup? Drop your answer below because next video we are breaking down exactly what Haku's endgame actually is and whether the Bloodline Civil War just got a brand new most dangerous participant. This has been Tidal Wave. Ride the wave.